Good morning and happy Monday. Hi, Martha, Sharon, and those of you who are all committed to prospecting. You know what the most interesting thing is if you really look at what really is the biggest multiplier of success, it's consistency, right? And we created these sessions so that people had at least one day a week that they consistently prospect. And what we find is, as time goes on, people reprioritize this over many other things. And so if you think about this, if you spend your entire time working in your business and you don't spend any time growing your business, eventually your income will go like this. Make sense? So look, this doesn't have to be complicated. It doesn't have to be something. Literally, it's as simple sometimes just picking up the phone and saying, "Hey, Martha, I drove by your neighborhood the other day, and I was just thinking about you and your family and that you're excited about blank when you move there. How's it going?" That's it. So the one thing that I wanted to kind of just touch on in terms of skill set today was does anyone know how to have time conversations here? All right, cool. So you know how we always say framing is the most important part of a conversation, like it sets the context for the conversation you want to have. So if you want to call 10 people in an hour, that means you need to know how to have 6-minute conversations, right? That's why we always talk about activity over outcome being the most important thing. Because if you set yourself up for an outcome that's not successful, your brain will make it very hard for you to keep going back and doing the same thing. Because no matter what you do, you're going to feel like a failure because what you associated with failure was an outcome that you don't even understand how to get to. So what I want you to do is practice doing this and see how it goes. Literally use a timer during the conversations, right? Some of the best trained agents that we have were the ones that we started with during COVID when everyone was locked down. We would do these timered calls, and these at this point the group was just a group of individual coaching clients. So it was like maybe like 15 people, and it was small, right? So we would do these timers, Ross, where it says, how do you build rapport in 60 seconds or less? And literally, if you went a second over, stop, done, go back, stop, done, go back. But then they learn throughout time how to have these hyper-focused conversations, right? So the frame that you want to set is, I literally had a 5 minutes, 7 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever it is, before a doctor's appointment, a dentist appointment. I'm got to a house to show early, whatever it is for you. And it just says, I was thinking about you and I just really wanted to give you a call to just see blank, right? How's your family? How's work? If you haven't contacted them, go on social media, look at something they've shared recently. And like, so even if the thing was like a couple of weeks ago, I'd say, hey, Ross or Chirag, how are you? I literally had 5 minutes before my clients are getting here to see this property. And I saw that your daughter just graduated school a couple weeks ago. I just want to see how things are going for you and congratulate you. And then just shut up. It's literally it, right? Can we all do this? This is a skill set to learn. And I believe the agents that we're training will be the most skilled agents in the entire country because training skill set, sales, which is effective conversations, helping other people get what they want, is something no one talks about, no one invests in, and no one wants to do. And it's the most valuable thing. Now, here's the next thing. Have any of you guys heard about our Strog AI? Anybody? So if you have not, let me show you this. You know how you guys always ask me, like, Shrug, what would you say? What would you do? Like I need like real-time support. Well, check this out. How do I share the exclusive benefits of Compass collections with a buyer? Pretty cool, right? Who here thinks that would be helpful? Right? So turns out we have 30,000 minutes of coaching sessions that we have recorded over the last 4 years. And we're in the process of uploading all of them to Chirag AI. So here is where we want to meet you where you are. Anything, literally. Minus my buyer said this in this one weird, those over personalized situations? That is not going to be solved by AI, and it's not conducive to a group environment of hundreds of agents. However, any general scenario that comes up that's not on here, I can actually show you. I mean, not show you, I can add on here. So like I have time every week to put new stuff in here. So just think about it like this. This is like having me in your pocket 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It's all of our coaching meets ChatGPT. It's a huge time saver. Does anyone else want me to spend like 3 or 4 minutes sharing about how AI can also save you time? All right, so here, check this out. You see this little black thing right here? You know what this is called? And no, just to be clear, I'm not an affiliate. I don't get paid any money to sell this. I don't have a link or something like this. This thing here is going to change every single one of your lives. You know what one of the biggest challenges of a real estate agent is? Half or more of the time you spend, where is it? It's in a 3-letter word. Someone unmute themselves and say what it is. Car. So you have a new client call, you have an existing client call, you have other conversations, and you're having them while you're driving because it's not realistic to think that you could be sitting in front of your computer all day, correct? Because if you're in here all day, the money's out there. So the question is, and someone unmute themselves, how do you capture all this information? How do you make sure nothing slips through the cracks? And currently, I know that people keep the information in their brain, random notes on their cell phone. They text things to themselves. They email things to themselves. And there's the anomaly of people actually take it and write it into the CRM, but it's a fragment of what was actually shared, because how can you drive a car and document an entire conversation? So does anyone want their solution? Blood note. Write this down. PLAUD. This thing is going to change your entire life and business as you know it. So we talk about client experience and providing great conversations, recaps, meeting people where they are and everything else. Do you know what the coolest thing about this is? I can hit one button here, right? Actually, I could show you this. So there's like a little orange light and that this is going on. So the Plod Note is a separate device. The Plod Note is an artificial intelligence tool that clicks to the back of your cell phone. By having this, you can click one button connected to an app, and as you can see here, the app is recording the conversation. So whether you're in your office or on the go, you have now something with you that can capture every word, every moment, and every important thing. You can then take the information from here, create great recap emails, put the information in your CRM, program tasks to do. And this way, not a single thing that you have with the client is ever left to chance. Plodnos has 3 distinct benefits. It is better than Otter. It's powered by ChatGPT. And it'll literally give you ask you like, what type of notes do you want? They'll provide an AI generated summary, which is strikingly accurate, as well as it'll give you like a mind map. So this is my minute and 9 seconds. So I'll stop my note here. I'll hit save. So if you could see here, there's a transcript. So I can click the transcript button, and now there's all these different buttons that say summary structure, call, meeting notes, interview notes, key points, discussion meeting, consulting meeting. So I'm just going to write meeting notes, start transcribing. So now it's actually transcribing. So this will take about a minute or 2 minutes to do, and then I can show you the summary and mind map. Does anyone not see how this can work? And here's the best part. This thing is like $150 and like $70 for the year. This will solve all of your customer service issues. Martha, always on. So you literally just have this thing by your phone. It connects via Bluetooth, and you'll never have to miss anything again. And so now when you're out with your clients and you're looking at recap emails and stuff like that, I could say to Ross, hey, Ross, want to ask you a few important questions, and we're going to use this to organize all of your notes and feedback for every property, send you a follow-up recap with all the information, and this way every detail that you want captured is here, and so on and so forth. So look, here are my notes. These are all the things that I said. All right here. Now, if I hit summary, it says introduction to Plod Note, functionality of Plod Note, benefits of Plod Note. And then it has like a little mind map. And all of this was done in like 3 minutes. So this goes on to here. And that's it. Any conversation, anywhere in real time, you can capture every single word. We sat in our conference room with 6 bankers and had a meeting. And at the end of the meeting, it provided this, it provided this entire summary. Then $70 a month. So I was 70 for the month of the year. Is there so if you start thinking about this, right? This is how you start scaling yourself. $70 for the year. It's better than a personal secretary because a personal secretary still has human error. So there are certain things that we've learned that we're working with, and as we learn them and figure them out to make your experiences better. Now think about this. How do I log into our platform? Well, now you're going to have to wait for somebody, a human, to send you a response, to send you a link and break all the steps down. Well, if it was driven by AI, AI would send you a reply. Hey, you're looking at how to log in the platform. Here's all the steps, including if you want to reset your password. Where do I find the recordings from this week's session? Like, these are all things that can actually be solved by AI. I'm looking to grow my buyer business. Will your program help me with this, and how? An AI bot can actually give you a lot more accurate answer than even a human can, because there's variability in the information. And then if you want it more personalized, and at that point you connect with a human. Does this make sense to everybody? So what does this have to do with prospecting? Number one, you could start recording all of your conversations. Number two, imagine every prospect that you spoke with, within 10 minutes or 15 minutes of speaking with them, they got detailed recap notes. Imagine every time you had a conversation with your client about a price reduction. Imagine when you show up on listing appointments and you start asking them their med C, and you have this note, and they're like, Shrug, what is that? Oh, we use artificial intelligence to create a better client experience by making sure every single thing that's important to you is documented. We share it back to you to make sure we're on the same page, and essentially that nothing additionally comes up. And this way, every conversation and communication is organized and tracked. How many people have a competitor that can do this? 0. So now when you prospect, you have good notes. So when we hit log activity, it should just be copy paste at the end of doing this. So I figure I would share that with you all today. So here's some improv morning AI. So we'll be working on getting Shrug AI out to you guys, all guys and gals, in the next 2 weeks. And then we will just continuously want your feedback in terms of what would be most helpful for you. Because look, my goal in building this program, this AI bot, is regardless of where you are, what time of day it is, whether it's building a team, onboarding a team, handling an objection, finding our resources, using a resource to write an email, that their workflows and all this stuff is built out for you. So everything you need is available through that one app. All right, now in the time that you have, you need to start contacting people, and everyone should order a Applaud Note today. And we should start, Martha, Applaud Note accountability group on how people are using this and what they're doing with it, because this is something that I think has been missing in this industry. And what I've been learning is people like AI is one of these things that all of us have to embrace. It's like when email came out. It's like when Zillow came out, right? All of these things that people didn't embrace them had a problem. So this is something all of us need to embrace, because it's going to create better client experiences. It's going to make us look more professional, and we're ultimately going to be able to get more things done, and we're going to have less headaches. You have to remember how much more work everyone creates for themselves by the variability of humans listening and capturing information. So think about this from your end. If you had a list, if you had emailed us 10 times, like all of this should be documented in one place. But the way technology is now, they have great places that you can document things, but it takes a human being to take the information, input it, and everything else. And now there's a whole new world of products and services coming. And we are actively looking to use this stuff as much with all of you as possible. And on that note, normal usage is 10 hours a month. Honestly, I wouldn't care how much money this costs, because it's a lot cheaper than hiring a person. Yes, I got the case as well. So think about this. You're on a listing presentation, right? At the end of it, before you talk, you sit down, you hit the button and everything like that. It'll start transcribing. You hit the note button, you hit the meeting summary, and you're going to say, hey, here I have a summary. Let me just go over this to make sure I heard and captured everything you said correctly. And now you start going through the summary. How impressed will a client be? Nothing falls through the cracks. So pick up the phone, text, email, reach out to somebody, be proactive. And this is my gift of prospecting in time for all of you. And if anyone has any questions, comments, thoughts, concerns, feel free to unmute yourself. Think of the Applaud Note as your new secret weapon. Look, it nicely snuggles onto your phone. They should make me a spokesperson for this company. This thing is great. There's not one job or business that I could think of that's entrepreneurial that wouldn't benefit from this. And by the way, when you want to improve your skill set, or you had a conversation with somebody that didn't go well, and you're like, Martha, you know those conversations where like, God, I wish I could have done that differently. It's like, what did they say? What did they do? Now you have an accurate way of tracking and measuring what somebody said, what your response was, what their response to your response was. So you can really start scientifically studying, like, all right, if I change those words, what would be different, right? It's great for role plays. I'm telling you, we are going to be in the forefront of this AI. It's like so much more than Chat GPT. I got the black one. Yep. So ready? Now think about this, right? In terms of productivity. You all send me 15 different questions this week. Hey, Chirag, can you tell me how I would answer this? Hey, Chirag, what would you do in this situation, right? Now, I literally take the document that you have, I open it up on my computer. I can do one of two things. I can just record a video answering those questions one by one. Then I can take the video, upload it to the chatbot, and now the chatbot has basic training on all those answers. And the chat AI bot can pull all the text out of my words and put them into written responses. Or I could verbally answer it and upload a written summary as well as a video. I can do both. And now think about how fast we can now make stuff for you. Corey, I got this last week. So I saw like 100 different ads on this thing. So I decided to buy one. I started using it and playing around with it last Thursday and then over the weekend. This thing is fairly new too. It's not something that I think has been out for a long time. So Ryan, this is a Plod Note. It's an AI driven, I don't know, piece of software where essentially you can put on the back of your phone, whether you're on a Zoom call, whether you're talking to a client on the phone, you're on a listing presentation, it records and it gives you a full transcription and a full meeting summary. So think about all those times that you're in person with a client, right? Because there's listening to listen and then there's listening to take notes. You want to listen, right? And let the Plod Note capture everything for you. Then you have all the stuff in a complete summary. So if I was going on a pitch and Ross is my client to say, hey, Ross, would it be okay if I just turn this on? This is just going to document our conversation, provide a summary so I can really be present and really hear everything you're saying. And then we could discuss what the next best steps are for you. Plod Note. Just scroll up. Martha had a link here to this. So now you can prospect from anywhere because all you need is your CRM and a plot note, and you'll be good to go. And you can upload all the conversations to your CRM after. Look, our goal, as we've always said, is to be your partner. So this is the best way between the Shrug AI and finding integrated solutions that we can just continue to support you no matter what, right? Because as the world changes and there's more technology, there's no reason that we can't be available to you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week through these kinds of technology. And look, real estate is a earlier coach had told me is a business of more of the same. It's more of the same stuff. So if we're able to, as a community, extract what are all those things, and we can just build training for all of you, and it's available all the time. Jessica, I would ask your AM that question. But I guess it would be based on the people that log in if you use the login that connects with the Compass portal. All right, 1 minute. All right, everybody. On that note, it's 10 a.m. Have a prosperous and fulfilled day. At 11:30, we're going to be talking about how to share buyers, agents, commissions effectively with sellers. So yes, with sellers. So if that is part of your business, I will see you again at 11:30. If you want to pick up the phone, actually really prospect, come back at 12:30. As always, love in my heart. I love you all. I'll talk to you all soon. Bye, everybody.